So remember before we started with the concept of mass, okay? And mass basically measured how heavy something was, right? Now, when you think about it, think about how heavy the thing is when you're talking about things in the grocery store. And we also considered the size of things like a pin, a paperclip, a brick, a baby, and a man, a car, and a minivan. Okay. Now we said that a paperclip was 1 gram, a brick was 2 kilograms, a baby was 3 to 5 kilograms, a man was about 80 kilograms, a car was, mm, I think it was about 1,000 kilograms, and a minivan was 1,800 kilograms. And if I ever talked about like a rig or a truck, it's way bigger than that. So, so from last day, we recalled that we had a kilogram, a gram, and a milligram. Okay, now let's go over how we calculate. So the biggest thing that we have here is the kilogram, right? Then we have a gram that ties it all together, and then we have now. I told that when we were doing this with a gram, okay, going from grams, from kilograms to grams, we literally multiplied our kilograms by 1,000. Okay, when we went from grams to milligrams, guess what? We also multiplied. When we went from, say, milligrams to grams, we took whatever we had and we divided by 1,000. And then when we're going from small to big again, we're going to divide by 1,000 again. So we're going to always have to use that specific concept when we're calculating different amounts going from grams to kilograms. All right, so I'm going to make sure that when we do our next page, that you'll understand that. So to start this concept, we're going to make sure that we have our idea kind of listed up in the top corner of our screen here, and we'll constantly go to reference this for any multiplication or division type calculations that we have to do. Okay, so let me just circle this in green and record this on green so that we have it for when we do our math. So now, here's our problem that we're going to work on right now. There's two sets. One where we're converting from something that is bigger to something that is smaller, i.e. going down. Okay, that is what I'm talking about right here, going down. So we're talking about that. So imagine you have a chocolate bar that has a mass of 83 grams. How many milligrams is that? So what I want you to do is I want you to go and take a look at our little chart here. We're going from grams to milligrams. Okay, so you'll notice that we have to take our grams, whatever we have 1,000. So let's go and actually show that in our calculation on our sheet here. So a chocolate bar has a mass of 83 grams. Okay. So now we're going to take 83 and multiply by 1,000. And you're going to get 83,000. right away. And we're done. Milligram, and that's it. So you just punch that in your calculator, get that answer, you just fill it in. So now, let's discuss how we go and convert a jumbo box of cereal, which has a mass of 0.7 kilograms, and we need to know how many grams that is. So let us use our handy dandy tool in the top corner here. Now you'll notice that we're going from kilograms down to grams. So we have to take whatever that is and multiply by 1,000. And by multiplying 0.7 times 1,000, you're going to find out, you punch that in your calculator, you're going to get 700 grams. So a jumbo box of cereal, which is 0.7 kilograms, is 700 grams. And we're done. Now, let us do the next thing. It says a giant bar of peanut butter, 2.4 kilograms. And it says, how many milligrams is this? So what you have to do is essentially have to multiply 1,000 times 1,000. And that's why we end up with 1 million. So that is really 2.14 times 1,000 times 1,000. And how did we get that? What we literally did was we said, okay, we got to go from a kilogram, which is here, and we're going to go down to a gram, and then we're going to move it down again to milligrams. Now, because it's 1 and zeros behind it, all we have to do is put a 1 with the number of zeros that we had to move down by. That's it. So that's how we ended up with 2.4 times 1 million. And now, when we do our final answer, we're going to end up with 2,400,000. That's it. We're done. Now, let us move on to the concepts for the rest of the day. The last concept is taking our conversions and going up from smaller to bigger amounts. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what happens when we are going up, i.e. going from smaller amounts like milligrams to grams, or grams to kilograms, or milligrams all the way up to kilograms. Now you'll notice that what we're going to have to do is we're always going to have to think about dividing out or taking stuff away, taking numbers. Now, let's take a look at this first problem. This first problem says it's a large bag of potatoes that has a mass of 230 grams. Okay, now, how many kilograms is this? Now, you got to remember that when we look at our chart, we're going to use our chart here. So, go to your chart. So, we're going from grams to kilograms. So, we start here, grams, and we're going up to kilograms. So, that's why we're dividing by 1,000. And you'll see that on our sheet, we have 230 divided by 1,000. So we take whatever our number is and divide it by 1,000. So doing so, that will go and give us the following. 230 divided by 1,000. Punch that in your calculator and you get 0.230. Okay, so that's what we get for that. Now, I'm just going to move this over here. Okay, so that's what we got for our answer. All right, so now let's go and take this and let's do the next one. So if we got a textbook, so this textbook is 735,000 milligrams, and we got to go and turn that into kilograms. Okay, so now we got to figure out how many thousands we have. So we gotta divide it by 1,000. You look here, we're just gonna have to, well, go from milligrams all the way up to kilograms. So we're gonna divide by 1,000, then we're gonna divide by 1,000. So if you want, you can go and write on your sheet the following. Divide by 1,000. So we're going to divide it by 1,000. Then we're going to divide by 1,000 again. So now I'm just going to put that right here. Okay, so now that we've got that information, we divide it by 1,000, divide by 1,000 again. And you end up with the following answer. 0.735 kilograms when you punch that in your calculator. So now let's go and take a look at this last question about a car's engine. Car's engine is approximately 45 million milligrams. Okay, I need you to change this into grams. So we need to take 4, 5 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. And because we are moving from milligrams up to grams, we're going to have to divide by 1,000. So let's do that. So we divide by 1,000, which gives us 45 with 3 zeros after it. And it's in grams. Done. And if you got these answers, you are perfect. So now what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at the handout. You have some problems that I want you to do, and then a quick final assignment for the week. Have a good day.